So good morning, everybody, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here today at the Indoor AgTech Innovation Summit. And thank you to Sophie for such a lovely introduction. As she mentioned, I'm here today to talk to you about the value of CEA data and its importance to the strategic future of agriculture. So just to give you a bit more information about our company, Vertical Future, we're a leading global technology company in the CEA sector. And we're focused across multiple different use cases. It's not just food that you can apply our technology to. We're quite a unique company as far as the CEA sector goes, especially as a technology provider, in that we were founded as growers back in 2016. And what we quickly realized through using other people's technology was that what was available on the market, we couldn't scale it effectively. And so the result was that we brought in engineers, we brought in scientists, and we brought in software developers to design and build our own. And as Sophie mentioned, we have since been ranked as the #1 CEA technology company by the Food Tech 500. And part of our sort of remit is that we want to provide growing certainty, but not just to foster healthier people, but also a healthier planet. And so thinking about how our systems operate is a very critical part of what we do. We're active members of the World Economic Forum, and we partner with other World Economic Forum members, such as Axiom Space, in the development of further technology improvements. And we're an active member of the CEA Alliance as well. So at the core of our technology is full system integration. And we believe that this is optimal and that it will generate the most impactful long-term outcomes for the sector. So our systems are fully end-to-end automated. So that goes from the placement of the seed onto the substrate through to the harvesting of the crop from the system. That reduces OpEx, but also critically, so the previous panel were mentioning it, it enables the reduction in sort of likelihood of contamination of the crop. And that's a really important thing when we're looking at the ready-to-eat, unwashed sector. We also know through our extensive knowledge of plant biology that not every plant likes the same type of irrigation. So we offer multiple types of irrigation systems. So we have aeroponic and we have a hydroponic type system. We're also able to offer drip systems as well. And growing indoors, we don't have to plant the seeds at the density in which they will grow to maturity. We can think about how we effectively use the space. And what that allows us to do is to think about how we can move the plants throughout the facility during their lifetime. And that can increase output by up to 172% per cubic meter in a facility, which is pretty impressive. Our lights are designed and developed in-house, and they're probably a product of my indecision as the chief scientist. Our lights have 5 LED channels. They are fully programmable. Each LED has 260 independent settings. So you can imagine that gives you a wealth of different opportunities and options into which to grow plants. Our systems are also fully software integrated, and our proprietary system, Diana, allows us to control the environment appropriately. And then that all allows flexibility, which allows the potential for improvement and to pivot. Here's an example of a system that we've installed in the UK, and next to it is a VR version of our systems. Please do come to our stand, #2 in the exhibition hall. We have a number of headsets available, and we can guide you through and take you on a walk through a Vertical Future system. And it's not just our hardware that's been done in-house, our software has been done in-house too. And that allows full seamless integration between how the hardware operates and how the software operates. And it covers pretty much every aspect of the growing process and operations of a Vertical Future facility. So the first example, you guys are all going to be looking at the crop. It's not the technology that we're worried about here, really. It's the output of the system, and that's the crop. And so we have a product library that is evolving. The data lake that underlies Diana is continually being improved and added to, and that allows us to keep improving the outputs of the system. Each of these has a number of layers of data the input or the parameters underneath. And take it from me, we have grown an awful lot of plants, a lot of varieties, and we continue to do so. And that allows this data lake to keep growing and to keep getting deeper. When we look closer into one of our product libraries, you can see there's many categories that underlie this. So on the slide here, you can see seeding, germination, growth, harvest, and then the consumables and the lighting. And I've highlighted lighting here because, as I mentioned, we have 5 LED channels. All of these can be programmed independently. And that's fully variable throughout the growing period as well. So it's not just like you set it up once and off it goes. You can keep changing that, and it can change as the plant grows. And the depth of the data that sits under Diana is large. And I've got an example up here which gives us a little bit of insight into some of that data. So, for example, within the leafy green sector, where a lot of vertical farms and CEA systems are used, we've done a lot of work on variety selection to improve yields, but also to drive flavor. And I think that was one of the key topics in the previous panel. We've also looked at spectral optimization to improve your OPEX, but also that allows reduction in greenhouse gas emissions as well, because the less electricity that you're using to power your LEDs, the less carbon equivalents that are associated with every kilo of crop you produce. We've also started to look beyond the traditional market sectors, things like ingredients. So we've grown a number of different crops for protein production and health beneficial compounds. We've got an enormous amount of data that tells you sort of mineral content, vitamin content, antioxidant content, and how you can then tailor the growing environment to really harness and look at one of these aspects. We're also active in the area of forestry as well. And our data shows that we can improve sapling production in terms of the speed of sapling production. So the very critical stem to height ratio, which is important for sapling survival on transplant, is maintained on our systems, but the speed of production is dramatically improved. And we've done this a lot. And so our primary business model that you may have noticed is the design and installation of vertical future facilities for our clients. But something that we've been doing a lot of in the background, but never formally announced until today, is looking at tailored product services and data services for various different archetypes of sector. So we can offer sale of basic growing recipes. So you want to grow something new that you haven't grown before, you can come to us, we can give you a recipe to do it. We've got tailored growing services whereby we can work with your parameters and we can improve the growing recipe, so a greater sort of interaction with our scientific team. We also offer a trial service. So we've been recently working with a NASDAQ company to take a crop that's never been grown in a vertical farm before and to see how that grows and what the unit economics then turn into. And for other technology companies, we can offer a synergy service as well. So if you're looking to test a new device, a new piece of equipment in an automated growing environment, we can take that in-house and we can work with you on that. So thank you, everybody, for your time. Please do come and meet us at our stand in the exhibition hall or do email us to get in touch, and we'd be delighted to talk to you. Thank you.